The homeroom teacher who can't go back because I went to the hospital several times, I was jointly reported by parents. Senior year is so critical. As a homeroom teacher, you have to be on call 24 hours a day. Will you die if you don't go to the hospital? Even if it's the weekend, what if something happens and I can't find you? How can you be a homeroom teacher without the self-awareness? In the final analysis, it's selfishness. Such people are not worthy of being teachers at all. I was angry and shocked. In the past 2 years, I worked hard and brought the class from the bottom to the top of the grade. I was so tired that I didn't dare to ask for leave because I was afraid of affecting the students. In the end, I was accused of being selfish. When my students learned that I was reported, they all looked indifferent and didn't care about it. I was heartbroken. Whoever wants to be the homeroom teacher can do it. A few months later, this group of parents stood at my door. Teacher Alex, please come back. I was reported. All the parents in the class jointly complained that I was irresponsible and asked the school to immediately remove my homeroom teacher position and mathematics teaching qualification. When the principal told me about this, I felt like I was struck by lightning. Since I took over this class, I have worked hard and exhausted myself, always putting students first, almost pouring out my heart. Parents actually said that I am irresponsible? The parents in your class are very tough, and they said that if the school does not meet their demands, they will report it to the Education Bureau. My face was so ugly. The principal said seriously, Teacher Alex, what you need to do now is to reflect on yourself. If you really have no problems, why would you be collectively reported by parents? It's simply inexplicable. How did it become my problem? I was about to refute, but the principal waved his hand impatiently. Okay, go back and wait for the school to arrange. Coming out of the principal's office, I became more and more depressed. Finally, I couldn't help it and sent a message in the class group. Dear parents, since I became the head teacher, I have always put the class work first. I dare not say that I have worked hard, but I am also conscientious. If you think there are any omissions in my work, you can communicate with me directly. Unwarranted misunderstandings and accusations will really chill the hearts of educators. A few minutes later, a message popped up. Henry's mother, misunderstanding? Can we wrong you? A head teacher goes to the hospital every now and then. Do you think it's appropriate? Who gives you the right? Who gives you freedom? How can you focus on your students like this? The last semester of senior year is so critical. Will you die if you don't go to the hospital? A series of impolite questions stunned me on the spot. 2 years of high-intensity work caused serious problems in my lumbar and cervical spine, and I couldn't sleep every night because of the pain. The doctor strongly suggested that I take a long vacation to rest. But after all, it's already senior year, and I'm worried that the students will not adapt to the change of head teacher. So I can only take time every week to go to the hospital for conservative treatment. As for the matter of rest, at least wait until the students graduate. I never thought that parents would complain about me for this reason. I patiently replied, Jingya's mother, the head teacher is also a human being, and it is inevitable that he will get sick. Moreover, I go to the hospital during my private time on weekends, which does not affect the class work. I didn't expect the other party's next words to be even more speechless. Come on. Private time, where do you get your private time? You are a teacher, a head teacher, you should be on call 24 hours a day. At this time, other parents also came out to agree. Evelyn's father, I agree with Chinya's mother. If you want to be a head teacher, you must have this awareness. What kind of head teacher is it if you can't do it? Amelia's father, you were going to get married last semester, and you took 3 consecutive days off. I felt it was unreasonable at the time. Benjamin's mother, we agreed to let you be the head teacher because you have rich experience. If I had known that you had so many things to do, it would be better to arrange a young teacher from the beginning. I couldn't help but argue. Dear parents, I have some health problems, but I have never delayed the class work because of this reason. No matter how hard and tired I have been in the past 2 years, I have persisted for the class. If I really want to relax, I can take the initiative to resign from the position of head teacher. Henry's mother said, come on. You say it so high-soundingly, it's not for money. Everyone knows that the salary of the head teacher is higher than that of other teachers. My blood pressure soared immediately. At this moment, I wanted to curse. The head teacher can indeed get more money than ordinary teachers. 100 yuan more per semester. Can you believe it? Get up earlier than the chicken and sleep later than the dog. 17 or 18 hours a day in school, endless head teacher meetings, endless class affairs, endless assessment assignments, endless replies to parents' opinions, and feedback summaries on weekends and holidays. The mobile phone is turned on 24 hours a day to deal with various emergencies at any time. In summary, the workload of the head teacher is more than 10 times that of other teachers. I work so hard just for that 100 yuan? Do I really need that? The criticism against me in the class group continues. Not only does the head teacher have a high salary, but he can also be selected for excellence, and there are many benefits. No wonder he is reluctant to give up the position of head teacher even when he is sick. I am also convinced. Damn it, if you want to make money, don't delay our children. Do we owe you? Get out of here. I was so angry that I couldn't speak. If I wanted to make money, I would have left long ago. The private high school next door once offered me double salary to poach me, but I declined. What am I doing for? It's just for the students. For their precious children. Ethan, the English teacher, couldn't stand it anymore. Teacher Alex insisted on working despite his illness for the students. Not only do you not understand, how can you say such harsh words to him? Isn't the students' grades enough to prove his efforts? In the 2 years that I have been teaching, the class that originally ranked last has become the first in the grade. This is an indisputable fact. There was a brief silence in the group. A parent suddenly said, "That's the children's own hard work. It doesn't matter which teacher teaches them. It has nothing to do with you." Then the group echoed again. "Yes, my son studies until 12 o'clock every day. How can his grades be bad if he works so hard? My daughter's exercise books are almost as high as a person." You really know how to flatter yourself. 4 I was so angry that my cervical spine hurt. The students worked hard, but they developed study habits because I forced them to do so. I have to say something unpleasant. The students in class 6 have a poor foundation, a weak foundation, and lack initiative in learning. If they were replaced by a teacher with a slightly weaker sense of responsibility and a slightly weaker ability, they would definitely not be able to lead them. In the past 2 years, I have stayed up late countless times to design personalized teaching plans for the students in our class. I gave up my daily rest time to provide one-on-one tutoring for students, and dinner was always a piece of bread and a bottle of water. I tutored students at home for free on weekends and holidays. I bought various learning materials and prizes for students at my own expense. I dare say that I am more attentive than any other teacher in the school. But now these parents say that the students' grades have nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with me, I said angrily. Since everyone thinks that students' grades are all up to themselves, then what impact can I have on them if I do my own things after work? The parents refuted. Why, do students only care about their grades? Let me ask you, what if my child doesn't have enough food at school? What if he forgets to drink water? What if he catches a cold because he doesn't wear enough clothes? What if he doesn't feel well? Children are tired enough from studying, and cleaning and other chores should also be the responsibility of the head teacher. Teacher Ethan sent me a message. Every evening self-study ends too late. In my opinion, the head teacher should be responsible for sending students home. I think these parents are crazy. Is the head teacher the student's babysitter? I looked at the messages that kept jumping in the group, and my temples throbbed. Take a deep breath. I used my last bit of patience to sincerely say, "Dear parents, the college entrance examination is less than half a year away. I beg you to believe me and give me a chance. I promise that I will do my best to be a good class teacher." Henry's mother's words instantly broke my defense. "You are really shameless. You don't want to retaliate and make things difficult for our children." Henry's mother's words instantly broke my defense. Okay. I quit being a class teacher. I spent several months to develop a second and third round of review plans for everyone in the class. There are a total of 45 copies, each one is different. Although I can't continue to teach this class, I still hope to fulfill my last responsibility and heart before I leave. I walked into the classroom during the afternoon self-study, and a voice of complaint suddenly rang out from below. "Damn, why is there such a thick stack of papers? Every day when I open my eyes, I study and study. It's too tiring. I really want to vomit from studying. You have to take up the self-study again. These bastards. What's wrong with being tired? Which senior high school student isn't tired?" I was about to speak when Henry suddenly asked me loudly, "Teacher Alex, if we all get into a key university, will you get hundreds of thousands of yuan in rewards?" I didn't react for a moment. What? Otherwise, why do you treat us like donkeys every day? It must be because it's good for you. But you're going to stop teaching us soon, so I think you'd better not waste your energy. My face fell immediately. Henry is a loudspeaker. What he knows, the whole class must know. I looked down, and everyone's face was either impatient or indifferent. In other words, knowing that I was reported by their parents and knowing that I, the head teacher who had taught them for 2 years, was leaving, no one showed reluctance or sadness. What's even more unacceptable is that my students actually think that I asked them to study hard for myself. At that moment, I didn't know how to describe my feelings. I said coldly, "Oh, then you can continue to study." The moment I walked out, cheers rang out in the classroom. "Oh, Alex is leaving. Are we free now? Finally, we don't have to be forced to write those papers every day. Damn, I have nightmares about him. Do you know that? 06 It's so heartbreaking. I was so upset that I didn't sleep well all night. The school was very fast and the new head teacher was selected the next day. It was selected according to the requirements of the group of parents. Single. Honest. And he lives in the school staff dormitory. He is really in school 24 hours a day. The class group became lively again. Henry's mother said, "Dear parents, although this teacher Meng is younger, I have communicated with her privately. She promised to take good care of our children. It's really hard for Qingye's mother this time. She is busy for the top priority of our class. Why are you being polite to me? It's all for the children." That's right. I didn't want to stay in the group for a moment. After handing over the work to the new head teacher, the first thing I did was to quit the group. Then I submitted my resignation to the school. The leader was quite dissatisfied. "Teacher Alex, you are not the kind of young and ignorant person. Even if you are not wrong in this matter, is it necessary to threaten the school with resignation? Which teacher does not feel a little wronged? To put it bluntly, even if the parents beat you today, you have to endure it. There is no point in talking." I did not explain much and resolutely resigned. When I left, no one in the class came to see me off. Just think that I have really fed the dog in the past 2 years. During the rest days, I had a minimally invasive surgery, slept until I woke up naturally every day, ate 3 meals a day on time, read books and watched TV series in my spare time. Not only did all kinds of minor problems disappear, but I gained more than 10 pounds in less than a month. A few days after I resigned, I happened to catch up with the first mock test of senior year. Class 6 of senior year 3 is still the first in the grade. Several parents who forgot to delete their friends in moments posted moments. It's proven that the children's excellence is entirely up to themselves. It has nothing to do with others. To some self-righteous people, no one in this world can live without anyone else. They just wrote my name directly. 07 I was calm. No one knows those students better than me. Without internal motivation, they can only accept passive learning. Without me, the head teacher who works so hard to drag them along, we can just wait and see. After a half-month break, Mingda Middle School, which once wanted to recruit me, called me. "Teacher Alex, as long as you are willing to come, we welcome you at any time." They still promised that they were willing to double my previous salary. Before I went, I made a request: I would never be a head teacher. As a subject teacher, you don't have to worry about endless class management, you don't have to worry about maintaining the relationship between home and school, you don't have to face all kinds of weird people and things, and you don't have to worry about not having any private space. Just focus on your own teaching, and you won't be sad because you invest your feelings but don't get any response. The head teacher of the new class said to me happily, "Teacher Alex, you really helped us a lot. The previous math teacher took maternity leave, and we were worried. I am still teaching the graduating class." After my homeroom teacher, Miss Taylor, pulled me into the class group of Class 2, Grade 3, I greeted them in a businesslike manner. Unexpectedly, the parents were excited. "Are you the teacher Alex who taught in No. 1 middle school?" "Teacher Alex, I have seen your math open class, which is easy to understand, lively and interesting. It is really great." I was quite anxious at first, but I didn't expect that it was Teacher Alex who would teach our class math. Suddenly, I am not worried anymore. I responded politely, "Thank you for your affirmation, parents. I will do my best to teach our class math. If you have any opinions or suggestions on my teaching, you can contact me at any time." I thought someone would add me as a friend. In the class I used to teach, parents had to add teachers of all subjects just to keep in touch with the teachers at any time, and they didn't care about things like boundaries. But unexpectedly, no parent in this group added me to chat privately. "Teacher Alex is so polite. You are a professional. We just need to trust you." A parent said, "Teacher Alex has just arrived and must have a lot of things to do. Let's not disturb Teacher Alex." Yes, I was so excited that I couldn't control myself. "Teacher Alex, please go and get busy." Maybe because private schools are competitive and students are very active, I quickly adapted to the new environment. At No. 1 middle school, the new head teacher of Class 6, Grade 3, didn't seem to be doing well either. Less than a month after taking office, he was reported by parents like me. The reason for the report was ridiculous: the teacher didn't answer the parents' calls. When Teacher Ethan told me the story, he was so angry that he couldn't speak clearly. Just because I didn't answer the phone, the parents ran to the school and slapped Teacher Meng. I was shocked. They actually hit him? How can Teacher Charlotte answer the phone when she is teaching? And do you know why the parent called? Just to ask the teacher to top up his son's meal card. My God, how old is his son? Doesn't he have hands? I was silent. It was something that a group of parents could do. When I was there, WeChat had to be online 24 hours a day, and I had to answer calls in the middle of the night. Students had to come to me for things like not eating enough, drinking less water, or even having dirty collars. Parents whose children lived in the school would ask me if I could help with the laundry, because their children never washed clothes at home. Looking back now, it might be because I rejected many unreasonable requests that made those parents dissatisfied with me. The parent who beat the child was no one else. It was Henry's mother. Being slapped in front of the whole class by a parent, the parent not only did not apologize, but also complained first and reported me. No one could accept it. Teacher Charlotte immediately said she would quit. I quickly asked, "What is the school's attitude?" 09 Your teacher was beaten for no reason, so you have to seek justice, right? Speaking of this, Teacher Ethan became even angrier. Don't mention it. The school now doesn't allow Teacher Charlotte to call the police. They also asked her to reflect on her own problems, saying that if she hadn't handled the students' problems in time, things wouldn't have developed to this point. I'm so angry. Are you asking the teacher to reflect again? Is this human language? Are you sick? Of course you are sick. Teacher Ethan said indignantly. If they don't give Teacher Charlotte an explanation for this matter, we, the teachers, will also be disappointed. At the end, she added, Teacher Alex, I thought it was unnecessary for you to resign at the beginning. But now I think you are wise. I really don't want to do this job anymore with these crazy parents and such a disgusting school. It is said that teaching is a decent and glamorous profession. But outsiders don't know the hard work and bitterness of teachers. The incident of Teacher Charlotte being slapped ended with the school transferring her to the first grade to substitute for the class. Until the end, she did not wait for Henry's mother to apologize. After forcing 2 class teachers to leave, the teachers of number 1 middle school avoided the 6th grade of the 3rd grade, and no one dared to take this hot potato. Without a class teacher, the group of parents started to make trouble again. They threatened that if the school did not arrange a new teacher, they would report to the Education Bureau, call the mayor's hotline, and expose it to the media. In the end, the school leaders had no choice but to re-employ an old teacher who had retired. Although the parents were not very satisfied, they could not have no one to teach the students, so they had to accept it. They did not think about it. With the college entrance examination approaching, the class teachers have been changed one after another. How could it not have an impact on the students? Are you so confident about your own children? On my side, there are no annoying chores and no annoying people, and my work status is 100 times better than before. 10 Now is the second round of review. The first round lays the foundation, and the second round checks for omissions and fills in the gaps and consolidates again. I emphasize to the students, I only want you to do 2 things. First, keep a calm mind. No matter whether your mock exam results are good or bad, high or low, don't let it affect your review progress. Second, ensure adequate rest, but all the rest of the time should be used for study. As for how to make a review plan, how to check for deficiencies, how to focus on breakthroughs, how to manage time, these methods or skills, I can help you, as long as you are willing to believe me. A student raised his hand, Teacher Alex, there are less than 4 months left. Do you think someone like me with unsatisfactory grades can still make a comeback? I smiled. Of course, I may encourage some of you by saying yes. But I don't like to talk about these uncertain things. I only care about methodology. Comparing the college entrance examination to the finish line of a marathon, I can help you walk on the right path and then help you walk faster. Hard work is the least praiseworthy advantage, and it is not even an advantage, but strategy, planning, rhythm, testing, feedback, these things are the key to success. After I finished speaking, I saw a pair of eyes that instantly brightened up below. The days of teachers and students working together passed quickly, and the second mock exam for senior high school students in the city came. After the results came out, the average score of our class in mathematics increased by more than 20 points compared with the first mock exam. Not only mathematics, but other subjects have also improved a lot. The methodology I taught students is actually a set of universal underlying logic that can be used in any subject. The whole class was ecstatic. The parents were even more overjoyed and kept thanking me. Some even wanted to send me flowers and gifts. I quickly declined. A parent reminded, this will cause trouble to Teacher Alex, so forget it. As parents, we should cooperate with the teacher and trust the teacher with peace of mind, which is the best help for the children. Yes. The children have worked hard to review, but I think the teachers are more tired. Teacher Alex should also pay more attention to rest. On the other side, number 1 middle school was upset in this mock exam. Class 6 of Senior 3 has been ranked first in the grade since the second year of high school. This time it fell to third. Teacher Ethan complained to me, as soon as you left, these students were like wild horses that had run away from their reins. Not only were their learning attitudes sloppy, but their classroom discipline was also getting worse and worse. Teacher Charlotte and the new head teacher couldn't control them, and they didn't really manage discipline. It would be strange if their grades didn't decline. I had expected this result when I left. If I hadn't strictly required them in the past 2 years, and if I hadn't worked hard for them, how could they have reversed from the bottom to the top? In the end, they didn't get any good results, and only got the title of Yama. What a bunch of ungrateful little wolves. Now that no one is in charge of them, coupled with the chaos caused by changing several head teachers, it is certain that their studies will be affected. These students didn't think it was a big deal if their grades declined a little. But the group of parents couldn't accept it, and they started to make a fuss about changing the head teacher again. What a bullshit excellent teacher, he has only been here for a few days and our children's grades have dropped. I told you long ago that this old man is no good, but he stuffed everything into our class. This is not a garbage dump. If you can't do it, don't do it, you are misleading the students, damn it. The old teacher has been teaching for decades, and has never met such unreasonable parents who speak worse than farts. I almost got high blood pressure. 12. I can't teach your class, find someone else. This group of parents didn't think about it. If it weren't for putting out the fire, they would have been so comfortable at home, but they didn't expect to be scolded by these crazy people. This is good. Another head teacher was angry and left. With the first 3 examples, including me, no one was willing to take over class 6 of senior 3. After all, no one is a fool, knowing that it is a pit of fire and jumping into it. The school leaders were going crazy. The group of parents thought of me again at this time. If it doesn't work, let's ask teacher Alex to come back and let him improve the children's grades. Henry's mother called me. As soon as I got through, she said straight to the point, we, the parents of the class, have discussed it and decided to let you come back. I rolled my eyes. This parent, have you forgotten that I have resigned and am no longer a teacher at number 1 middle school? The person on the other end of the phone said as a matter of course, what's wrong with resigning? Can't you just go through recruitment and come back? I know you are in Mingda now. What's good about private schools? There is not even a regular position. Just kidding. Is there something wrong with my brain? I refused decisively, sorry, I have no plans to go back. Even if I go back, I will never teach your class again. Henry's mother was immediately furious, I have already given you a way out, what else do you want? You can't just hold a grudge against us just because we reported you? Why are you so petty? The voice on the other end of the phone was noisy. I could vaguely hear someone complaining. It's all his fault that this situation happened today. Why didn't he agree? Private schools pay more. It's all about money. Disgusting. Shame on him. Who does he think he is? Haha. Until now, this group of parents still don't think they are wrong. They try to give me a chance to go back with a condescending attitude. I don't want to, and I gave them another reason to judge me. I cursed him and hung up the phone. There are less than 2 months left before the college entrance examination, and the review has entered the final sprint stage. I really don't have time to get angry with meaningless people. Another month has passed in a blink of an eye. It's the last mock exam before the college entrance examination. The results came out, and the average score of our class increased by 60 points compared to the first mock exam. When I was celebrating with my students, teacher Ethan sent me a message. Crazy, crazy, these parents in class 6 are going to eat people. Henry's mother took the lead, and dozens of parents squeezed the door of the principal's office, insisting that there was something wrong with the mock exam results, and demanded that the school remark the papers immediately. It's really like a knife cutting your butt. I've opened my eyes. I've never seen parents go to school and make a scene because of students' poor test scores. Or a whole class. Teacher Ethan sent me a video. In the video, Henry's mother was full of anger, blocking the door of the office and asking loudly, our class 6 has always been the first in the grades. Even if there are fluctuations, it is absolutely impossible to become the last. Who would believe that there is no problem with this score? Are you deliberately targeting class 6 of senior year 3? You must give us an explanation today. A group of people stood behind her and echoed in unison, yes. You must give us an explanation. The principal seemed to be trying his best to endure. Parents, let me say it again. With computer marking, teachers cannot see the personal information of candidates. Moreover, we use double marking, 2 teachers mark at the same time, and the computer automatically generates the converted score. There is no such thing as targeting at all. Henry's mother almost spitted on the principal's face. Bullshit. You are targeting, it's revenge. Let me ask you, what good does it do to you to mess with your own students? Is it wrong for us to want to change the head teacher for the sake of our children? Is it wrong? You don't have children? Do you understand the feelings of being a parent? There is less than a month left before the college entrance examination. Now the children are so upset after seeing this result. Do you know how big of a blow this is to them? Other parents were furious and demanded that the school meet their demands immediately. In the chaos, the principal's glasses were squeezed off, and the few strands of hair on his head were plucked out by someone, completely solving his Mediterranean problem. The principal roared, call 110. Call the police. Finally, with the witness of the police, the school retrieved the surveillance video of the teacher marking the papers, and there was no problem with the marking process. But the group of parents were still not satisfied, so they randomly selected a dozen test papers from Class 6 of Senior 3 and marked them manually on the spot, and the scores were almost the same. The fact is that Class 6 of Senior 3 ranked last. Several parents couldn't hold it anymore. They burst into tears on the spot. A farce that shocked the whole school and even the whole city's middle schools finally ended. Teacher Ethan still had lingering fears when he talked about it. Teacher Alex, I was really scared today. What if those parents are unhappy and take it out on us teachers? When they left today, they said they would report to the Education Bureau. I am really impressed. They only know how to report all day long. It turns out that since the third head teacher was angry and left, Class 6 has no head teacher. Class affairs are divided among teachers of various subjects, and math classes are taught by teachers from other classes in turn. Not to mention the chaotic class management. Especially math, the teaching progress is messed up. The students are really pitiful. But I don't have any sympathy for them now. When I went home at night, I was shocked by the dark crowd at the door. They were all familiar faces. Teacher Alex. Come back quickly. Teacher Alex, we were wrong at the beginning. We shouldn't have reported you, let alone driven you away. Teacher Alex, we apologize to you. We were wrong. The children are panicking now. Only you can help them. Everyone looked at me with urgency and pleading in their tone. It seems that they are not the same group of people who scolded me at the beginning. I laughed. Sorry, I am not a teacher in number 1 middle school, I can't help you. Henry's mother squeezed out of the crowd, her hands full of gifts. Teacher Alex, we know that you are in Mingda now, and it is not easy to come back. So all of us parents have come up with a good idea. If you resign from Mingda, we parents will give you an extra 3,000 yuan regardless of the salary they pay you. But you must promise that you spend all your time on tutoring students this month. I resign? Just to teach your children for a month? I am really impressed by the brain circuits of this group of people. How dare you say that? And it's only 3,000 yuan, who are you looking down on? Seeing that I didn't say anything, Henry's mother tried to blackmail me morally again. Teacher Alex, people are all made of flesh and blood. You must not have the heart to see the children work hard for 3 years and finally fail, right? You have taught the students in Class 6 for so long, and now the children's grades have suddenly dropped so much, you must be responsible to the end. I sneered in my heart. When you chased me away, you said I was shameless. Now that the situation is urgent, you want me to take responsibility? I said calmly, that's not right. You said it yourself that the students' good grades are due to their own excellence and have nothing to do with me. How can I be responsible for the decline in grades? Evelyn's father quickly apologized to me. Teacher Alex, that's nonsense, please don't take it to heart. The children's previous progress is all thanks to your careful teaching. Yes, I remember that Teacher Alex went to school the earliest and left the latest every day. Not only that, he gave free tutoring to the children at home on weekends. Where can you find such a responsible teacher now? It's mainly because Teacher Alex's teaching method is effective, and he is enthusiastic and patient. Oh, so you are not blind? I had a blank expression, but I have to go to the hospital from time to time now. I am afraid that I will mislead the students in this state. It's okay, it's okay. It's normal to go to the hospital when you are sick. Go. I am going to be a class teacher in Mingda next semester. Class teachers get more money than other teachers. I can't bear to let a group of adults remember something. Ashamed and embarrassed. After a long while, someone spoke up. Teacher Alex, the class teacher subsidy of number 1 middle school is only 100 yuan, and Mingda is definitely not much better. Please don't say anything, it's our fault, it's all our bad mouths. We shouldn't have said that to you at the beginning. I nodded. Everyone thought I was going to agree, and they were happy. I slowly said, you are indeed wrong, and it has caused me a lot of trouble and harm, so I accept your apology today. Now everyone please go back, I want to rest. The parents were immediately anxious. Teacher Alex, you haven't mentioned the tutoring for the children yet. Sorry, please ask someone else, I have no obligation and no interest. After that, I closed the door. There was a burst of abuse outside. The people who just nodded and apologized to me performed a super change of face. After scolding me, this group of people started to blame each other again. Henry's mother, look at what you have done. At the beginning, I said there was no need to report it, now. Go, what should we do? Teachers can ensure that students' grades are stable. Let him go to the hospital. It's not during class. I'm really scared now. My daughter has always scored 500 points, but this time she only scored more than 400. What should I do? Henry's mother was so angry that she jumped up and down, and her roar almost blew off the roof. Are you sick? You cursed me in the group, and now you regret it and blame me. Others were even louder. What are you yelling about? You said that Teacher Alex was irresponsible, in poor health, and shameless. Have you forgotten? Reporting, beating, and forcing the teacher away, which one of them was not led by you and your stupid son? If he hadn't said that in class, at least the children still have the review materials that teacher Alex prepared. Your son is the idiot. You bitch, I'll tear your mouth apart. Hey, stop fighting. There was a big fight outside that I called the security guards to drive them all away. I thought the matter was over. The next day, when I arrived at school, I found that I was reported again. 17 this time it was an anonymous report, accusing me of falsifying the entry physical examination, saying that I had hepatitis and Helicobacter pylori, and for the health of the students, demanding that the school fire me immediately. I was so amused. This vicious and weird reason for reporting, you can easily figure out who did it with your toes. The team leader said seriously, Teacher Alex, don't worry, the school will not believe such irresponsible reports, we will all be together. I nodded. The parents of class 2 heard about this from somewhere. They must be on the side of their own teacher. But they still took the initiative to express their willingness to cooperate with the school investigation and re-examination. They were all furious. But the target of anger was not me, but the person who reported it. Teacher Alex, please don't get me wrong, this is definitely not done by the parents of our class. That's right, when Teacher Alex came, the children's grades improved so much, we are so happy, how could we bear to let you go? It must be someone with red eye disease who did it. Damn it, let me know which son of a bitch, I won't forgive him. Teacher Alex, don't worry about the class, don't be affected by these things, we absolutely believe in you. It would be a lie to say that I am not moved. The trust and understanding of the parents gave me very important spiritual support. The hurt caused by those bad parents in number 1 middle school was gradually healed. The students got along with me more and more harmoniously. My office was crowded with students who came to ask questions every day. Everyone knew that I was in poor health and always forgot to eat when I was busy. From time to time, some small gifts appeared on my desk. Sometimes it was a small card with Alex teacher, remember to eat lunch, written on it, sometimes it was chocolate, sometimes it was a few lozenges. The things were not expensive, but the heart was heavy. Only by paying more attentively can we live up to this trust. On the day of the college entrance examination, I accompanied Henry with my class teacher outside the examination room and suddenly saw Henry. He walked in front with an unhappy look on his face. And who else could the woman who was chattering and scolding beside him be if not his mother? Who are you showing this dead face to, you little bastard? What do you mean you don't want to take the exam? What nonsense are you talking about? Do you know how much money your mother spent to find a famous teacher to tutor you this month? 200,000 yuan. Other people in your class only spend tens of thousands of yuan at most. If you don't take the exam, will you be worthy of me? The woman's voice was so loud that people around her looked at her sideways. Henry was so embarrassed. Mom, can you speak a little more quietly? Stop talking nonsense. You useless thing. Do your best in the exam room. If you dare to say a discouraging word again, I will break your legs. I was shocked. What kind of famous teacher charges 200,000 yuan? I sent a message to teacher Ethan to ask her what happened. After the third mock test, there were not many students in the class. They all went to make up lessons outside. But there is less than a month left. You know, what can you do if you go to a full-time tutoring outside? I know it's true or not. As for Henry, I heard that his mother found a teacher who can predict the questions. The fee is shockingly expensive, and it is not good. I sat in the corner and glanced at Henry's mother who was anxious not far away. He said lightly, this family has obviously been deceived. Half a month later, the college entrance examination results came out. There were 50 people in Class 2, Grade 3 of Mingda Middle School. All of them passed the first-tier line, and more than half of them scored more than 600 points. The first-tier students all performed at their best. The class group was filled with thanks from parents. Only a dozen people in Class 6, Grade 3 of number 1 Middle School passed the first-tier line. Most of them performed worse than in the third mock exam. On the way to the school to help students fill in their applications, I met those students from number 1 middle school. Everyone had a sad face. Seeing me, they were so guilty that they dared not look directly at me. They gritted their teeth and lowered their heads and left in a hurry. The precious review time of the last month was missed. Henry only scored more than 300 points and could not even get into the second-tier university. Henry and his mother were indeed deceived. Not only did they lose 200,000 yuan, but they were also fooled by the scammers. When I was on vacation in Sanya, I received a call from teacher Ethan. Teacher Alex, I also resigned, ha ha ha, ah. The entire class of grade 3 and 6 failed the college entrance examination this time, and the parents reported all our teachers. The stupid principal said that we are all responsible, asked us to reflect, and asked us to apologize to the parents. Damn, are teachers so mean? I don't reflect, I don't apologize. I quit. Ah. I didn't expect that after graduation, those parents are still reporting. Later, the teachers were all angry, and they all went to the Education Bureau to complain about the school. Teachers were forced to work overtime during holidays, bonuses were delayed, and professional title evaluation was unfair. Everyone had endured it for too long. Now it's the principal's turn to apologize to everyone. It really deserves it. I was filled with emotion. How many teachers have the passion to teach and educate, but have to face the heavy and complex educational environment, and lose their original intentions in the process of negotiation? That I hope that society can give teachers more understanding and support. Let teaching and educating return to its essence.